covering all live streaming. All right. After what I can say, uh, after mastery over all the stages, how a mature reader uh, read and what are his or her needs, that we will see and will continue today's session. So please help me. Someone should read here 9.4, that is recognizing the script of language and deducting the meaning and the use of unfamiliar lexical items. So can anyone help me here?
Okay, sir. Can I do?
Yes, please go ahead. I think
Recognizing
Bhima.
the
Who
yes,
is
sir.
that? Yeah, who is that?
Sir, I am Bhima, sir.
Yeah, all right, all right. Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. Recognizing the script of a language, reducing the meaning and use of unfamiliar lexical items,
Okay,
understanding explicitly stated information,
okay,
understanding information when not explicitly stated, understanding conceptual meaning, understanding the communicative value of sentences, understanding relations within the sentence, understanding relations between parts of text through lexical cohesion devices, interpreting text by going outside it, recognizing indicators in discourse. Next one is identifying the main point or important information in discourse, distinguishing the main idea from supporting details. Next one, extracting salient details to summarize the text
that's
and
it.
extracting relevant points from a text selectively, using basic reference skills, skimming, scanning to locate specifically required information. Okay, sir.
Okay. Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Bhima.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So here, as a mature reader, what are your needs? What a mature reader need? Okay, like recognizing the script of a language. What is the script of language, dear friends? Script of what is the script of language?
The way of
First tell me.
writing letters.
Okay, way of writing. Okay, first tell me what is script.
Written matter is called script, sir.
Good. So whatever written in the book or in a document, you must able to understand whatever written in the script. Okay, then only you can get to know what they wrote and all, right? And next, deducting the meaning and the useful unfamiliar lexical terms. Hello. Yeah, do one thing. Almost 16 members are there. So you can respond and explain me what are these points. Okay. Understanding conceptual meaning and interpreting text by going outside it. So what are these, all these lines? What is this need of a mature reader? Go ahead, please. I won't ask individually. Voluntarily, you can come out, please. It's not a good habit. Hello. All right. Okay. So, deducting the meaning and use of unfamiliar lexical terms. What is this lexical means here? Unfamiliar lexical term. So, while reading, you should able to identify, or you should just able to skip the unfamiliar lexical items, means words or sentences. Okay, Understanding explicitly stated information, like comprehend, like you must, okay, understand the information. Understanding information when not explicitly stated. Understanding conceptual meaning. So what is there, why you are reading, what is the concept behind it. Okay. Understanding the communicative values of sentence, that is already I discussed in the previous classes, the phonology, morphology, and all. Understanding relations within the sentence. Okay. So now I'm reading the same line again. Understanding relation within the sentence. So it can be written as or texted as, okay, understanding sentence relation within the. So there won't be any lexical, there won't be any meaning. Okay. There won't be any structure. Then it's very difficult. Okay. As a mature reader, you must able to understand, okay, what is the structure and what is the past pattern and vocabulary, how to pronounce the word and all. Okay. Understanding relation within the sentence and understanding relations between parts of text through lexical cohesion device. Okay. Interpreting text by going outside it. Okay. Interpreting, like able to imagine. Okay. Able to introspect. Okay. Out of the text. Okay. You, with your using your previous knowledge, you can think, out of the box. Okay. Recognizing indicators in discourse, identifying the main points. If you're not explaining, like you are not voluntarily coming out, I won't explain. All right. So otherwise I can't complete entire this syllabus. Okay. Extracting relevant points from a text selectively using this of skimming, scanning, like um, whatever which information you want to gain, and what area you have to exclude and include, that a mature reader can do that, right? What is this? This list was compiled by John. They didn't add the John, actually his name is John Munby. Okay. 1978, you just remember it. Then quickly move on to the page number 106. 9.5, specific aspects of the reading process. Yeah, please, someone should help me.
Sir, can I read, sir? This is Samata, sir.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
When we read with understanding, we do not need to read every letter of every word, nor every word in each sentence. This is because we can guess much of what it says as we read it. Most of the time, we are playing a game. We are trying to guess what.
Okay. Um, I think some technical glitches might have occurred. That doesn't matter. Who is there? Someone?
So can I read?
Yeah, please, Navita.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Specific aspects of the reading process. When we read with understanding, we do not need to read every letter of every word, not every word in each sentence. This is because we can guess much of what is it says as we read it. Most of the time we are playing a game. We are trying to guess what the word is from the context in which it appears. Read the following.
Okay. Here, what you understand from these two, three lines, you tell me.
That
There is no
when we
need to,
understand the concept, no need to read the whole text.
Every yeah, whole
yeah,
text.
no need to read the every letter if you
Yeah,
understand.
that's exactly, Bhima. You rightly mentioned, like if you are reading any text as a mature reader, see, if you observe like a first standard kid or standard, like a second grade kid, what they'll do? WHAT, oh, what? DOES, does. THIS, this. Do we do that as a
Each
mature reader?
and every letter,
Yes,
and they
sir.
will
Yes,
frame
sir.
a bird, and
We
they will
we
read it.
won't read even. What you will do? What does this passage tells about us reading? Do we read every letter? Do we never? Because of it did that our reading would become. Am I focusing on a letter? No, right?
No,
So here they gave one example. So can anyone guess? Please take your pen and paper and complete that sentence.
a man was waiting
A
down the
man was
A
walking.
man was waiting down the
waiting down the
street
A
carrying
man
an
was
umbrella.
See how nicely you people are answering. So here you you became matured because you crossed. You know how to use the word. You know the vocabulary. You know the sentence pattern. Okay, you know the semantics and structure of syntax of the words. That's what you are able to interpret. Otherwise a first or second grade children can do that. They can't because
no.
they are the learners. Okay, we are matured readers. That's what you are able to complete this sentence. I want a few more responses. Quickly, can anyone read this? Can anyone fill the blanks? Yeah, please.
a, a man was walking down the street carrying an umbrella.
Great.
Yes, it's right.
Yes, yes, yes. More. See, Farhana and Ramana Murthy Garu and Kamesh and Karthik, Muhammad Begum, Navita. What happened to you all? Please speak out, Sri Lakshmi and I don't know, a few more people. All right. Yeah, after that, did you find difficult? Page number 107, quickly read those three
Yes, sir.
lines.
Yes. Did you find it difficult? It is fairly certain that you did not. Even though many letters are missing, you could read the sentence without difficulty. The moment you could guess that the second word was man, you probably could guess the fourth and the sixth word. Try reading the following passage. According to
Okay.
a
Oh, okay,
research,
okay. Thank you, Navita. Because we already did it. Whatever Navita read, no, we already did it. For your better understanding, I asked her to read these three lines. Okay.
yes, we have done, sir. All.
Yes, yes, good. Thank you. So quickly move on to the page number 108, and here um, you read here the top-down processing and bottom-up processing. From the above example, quickly can anyone read the from above examples?
Yes, sir.
Uh,
From the above examples, we see that a great deal of guessing is a normal or natural part of the process of reading. We are, indeed, often able to guess the next word is in a sentence, or sometimes even more than one word, after reading only a part of the sentence. Almost all of us have experienced situations where we could barely hear what was being said, but were able to understand much of it, or situations where context enabled us to decipher what would otherwise have been illegible handwriting. It is also often possible to predict the content of a paragraph from a small number of words or phrases at its beginning. Goodman proposed that reading is best seen as a psycholinguistic guessing name. Goodman claims that readers too do not read every word, but sample the text, make hypotheses about the next word to be encountered, sample the text again to confirm their predictions, and so forth. Readers need only to see enough of the text in order to be able to guess the meaning of the words or phrases. This process of guessing or making predictions based on a general idea formed by sampling text is called top down processing.
Thank you, um, Navita. No, Navita. Thank you. So here, they told like they are mentioning. Uh, yeah, but sample the text, make hypothesis about the next word. So what is hypothesis here? Hello.
The theory is what they make, especially.
Okay. Hypothesis all about your imagination. I here we have completed page number 108, Sri Lakshmi ma'am. Okay. So here in page number 106, with your guess, with your hypothesis, you have completed, you filled all the blanks with correct responses, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Yeah. So how yeah, okay. So how you were able to do that, the process, like um I won't tell, you only explain me. So what is this top down processing?
Sir, by
In the
reading
same
the
way,
starting
reading
terms,
also.
Yeah, wait. We'll give chance to Mr. Karthik, I guess, or
yes, sir.
Karthik. You complete. After that, Samata will respond.
Okay, sir. So maybe a passage within half 10 lines. But after reading a few words or a few phrases, we can say what is in the passage of 10
Okay.
lines. So that is
Okay.
called top-down processing.
Very good. Thank you, Karthik. Next.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No,
Someone.
if there is a
Yeah.
very big passes, no need
Sir,
to read the full passes.
Okay.
By reading some lines also, we can guess what is the content in that passes or something, specified paragraph, like that we can understand. By reading a few words also, we can we can think what is the meaning and what is in
Yeah.
that
th-
sentence.
Okay. Bhima, that's correct. But how you will do that?
sir is
How you
gets
are
by,
guessing?
yeah, gets by scanning.
Samata, that's correct. But you are, because of your schema, because of your previous knowledge, you are able to interpret.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, sir, yes.
Yeah. The process known as top down process, and quickly read. Yeah, I want to listen few more responses. Anyone is ready? Anybody wants to add something to us?
And sir, I think the author also mentions the thing in the first few words. He wants to mention what is in the passage. And the second thing is, as you said, schema, our background knowledge, the both, what can I say, with the both, we can guess what is in the whole passage. I'm thinking, sir.
Good, Karthik. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, quickly read. This mode of reading can be contrasted.
This
Go
mode
ahead.
of reading can be, sir, can I read or
Yeah, please. Otherwise we'll ask some other to read. Anyone is
I'll
like
read, sir. I'll read,
yeah,
sir.
please.
Shall I?
Yeah.
This mode of reading can be contrasted with how most of us begin to read or rather learn to read at school. In the first step, we learn to associate a letter with a sound. In short, we learn the alphabet of English. Then we were taught to vocalize each sound in a word and blend them again to get the word. Once we were able to read words, seeing them in a print and without spelling them out, we moved to simple sentences and then to paragraphs. In this bottom up processing, we perceived each letter in a word first and then organized these perceived letters into words and then organized the words into phrases, clauses, and sentences. In short, we start at the lowest level and move to higher level from the individual letters to sentences and paragraphs. This is quite opposed to the top down processing we talked about earlier.
Okay, done. Thank you, Samata. So um wait, I want to tell you here. I was, yeah, then wait, yeah, here in your was second, third, in fourth line, word and blend them again to get the word. So what is blending here, or blend?
Mixing, sir.
Yeah, great. Thank you. You will blend with the prefix or with the suffix. Okay. Then you will get to know what is there in that sentence and all. So what is this top down, like bottom up processing?
Sir, as we discussed, top-down processing is a mature man's reading, but this
Okay.
bottom bottom up processing is a child, a kid who is in the school, the process of learning a kid. So first, as you said, he mix a letter and sound. So symbol and sound. So that he mixes. So then letters and next words. So this is called learning processor. So
Hello.
how a child
Yes.
can learn.
Yeah. Who is that? Yeah. All right. No issues. Yeah. Please. Continue or I want to see
Sir,
some. Yes.
excuse me. This is in this process, actually, we'll start from the alphabets, then
Okay, ma'am.
word, after
Okay.
that phrases, after that, I think sentences will come in this process. Second process, sir.
Okay.
Bottom up process from lower level to higher level.
Good. 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 Who is that?
I
Yeah.
can't hear anything.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't
Please.
hear
Please continue.
anything.
Yes,
See.
sir, she's Archana.
Okay. Okay. Uh,
Unmute.
continue.
Hello.
Continue. Uh, yeah. Please check with your connection and all. Okay. It might be due to some technical glitches. Someone is unable to speak well. Um, yeah, please tell me what is this difference between top down and bottom up process.
Both processes are quite opposite.
Top-down process,
Okay.
we are guessing, sir. Guessing. It was a guessing. So we'll guess what the word will come after the other word.
Yeah, but here, how you will guess whenever you have the
Yes.
previous knowledge. Okay, whenever you have an experience. Okay, but here in bottom up processing, just you are a learner. Okay, step by step, like bottom to up, there top to down. Okay,
Yes.
like a deductive and inductive method, right? They're specific to general, general to specific. Okay, that also we have discussed in some other classes. Here you have a picture that you can see for a minute, then we'll move on to the next topic.
Sir,
Yes, please.
I have a doubt. In page
Yes.
number 107, there was a
Okay.
passage in a box. According to research, that spelling mistake is there, no, sir? That comes under top-down processing, sir. We can guess and we'll do it, no?
Where? Page number 107. Which one?
107
In the box, they gave
passage.
Try reading the following passages.
According to research at English, there are some spelling mistakes, but we are guessing. We are guessing and we are reading, right? We are
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
recorrecting the word.
we are guessing because we know the
Sir,
words
it's
already.
come
Yes,
under
yes.
top-down processor.
In top down process. Yeah.
No, it's
Huh?
yes, sir, Karen.
You please. Yeah, I'm not understanding what you are saying. I didn't understand.
Sir, in
She's
this
talking
passage,
Actually,
about
there
the
are
page
some spelling
number
mistakes, sir.
107, sir. 107, they gave one box. Try reading the following passage. So in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
box, we have according spelling is wrong. 12 researchers at an English.
From the initial to the end, the whole text is wrong, sir. Wrong in the
Yes.
sense the alphabets are
Jumbled.
Not in the
jumbled.
correct order.
Jumbled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
scrambled.
So what we have to do?
So we can, by seeing it, we can understand what the word is there. Like according spelling is
Ah,
ACCORDING, but here AO
see,
double
I,
C,
I,
that is mentioned here.
This
So
is
by
come
seeing
under
this
top-down process.
text, we can read it easily as we are uh, top-down processing learners.
Okay, fine, fine, fine. That's what already we have completed. So we can't go each and we can't deal with each and everything. That's what I skipped it. Okay. So move on to the page number 109. That is faculty reading habits. So quickly, uh, some I
It's
should.
faulty, sir.
Sir,
It's
is
faulty
it
reading
faulty or
habits.
faculty?
Faulty.
Faulty reading
Okay,
habits.
okay, okay.
Reading
See, see, see.
habits.
See, this is what the miscue analysis is. You now corrected my mistake because of the oversight, or like well, we can say uh, what we call, yeah, some
Misgraph.
faculty, or yeah, what is that?
Faulty reading habits.
Yeah, I read it as faculty, right?
Yes, sir.
Because of the oversight we commit mistake, and you will be recording, like your supervisor or your researcher will be recording whatever you are reading. Okay, they won't quickly stop you and answer, but after completion of the paragraph, or after completing the task, they'll ask, like play, they'll show you how you were committing the mistakes and all. Whatever I read it as faulty as faculty, that is my miscue. That is my mistake. Hope you understood now.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes. So quickly read. We transfer our reading habit.
We
Yeah.
transfer our reading habits from our first language to the second language. If we read well in our first language, we should be able to read in our second or third language as well. And if we have developed bad reading habits in our first language, then we seem to carry them to our reading in the second language. When we start learning to read, we use some strategies. But if we retain those habits at later stages, the same strategies seem to be proved ineffective and unproductive. Let's see what these strategies
Okay.
are.
Yeah. Please, Samantha, thank you. Please wait. And it's a easy understanding here. I want some responses here. Hello.
Hello, sir.
What is this faulty reading habits?
Yeah, we should be, whenever we are reading our first language, we should be good at first language. If it are not good in the first language, so we'll carry the same with the second and third language as well as.
Good,
So
good, good.
bad reading habits.
Yes,
Support
yes,
saying
yes.
of bad reading.
Okay. Yeah, someone like, can anyone others, what happened to you?
Sir, if
Hello.
we learn any bad reading habit in first language, it will transfer
Okay.
to our second and third language also.
Why?
Um, because maybe while learning means when we are child, we learn we follow some systems or methods, but after
Okay.
become adult, we have to leave them.
Okay.
So like we discussed the two things, top down process
No.
and these. Okay.
Why
So
do you want to? Why do you want to avoid? If you are a
sir,
like as a elder, why do you want to avoid the faulty habits?
sir, but because according to our age, the
Hmm.
knowledge we are learning is different. So the speed
Okay.
also it should be changed.
Okay.
In our primary school, we have a small lessons, very less text we have. But in our PG books, this is we have so much in vast information. So according to
Okay.
the uh, next for everything in the childhood, we read only for knowledge. But now
Okay.
only knowledge. No, we don't use only knowledge. We refer things. So many things we do.
Even
Posters
you
also
go
we
for
should not
research
read.
also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
So,
different
uh,
purposes we are doing. So the same method is not suitable for uh, all text.
okay. Any
So
other?
we should stop learning, leaving. We should stop leave. We should leave some bad habits, and we should adapt new systems to read faster and read different text in a different way.
Okay. I'm expecting uh, something more. Anyone?
Someone tries to read English also, like mother tongue, like Telugu. Um,
Okay.
uh, will it come under this, sir?
Yeah.
Faulty
Yes. Yeah. It comes under that only. Anyone? Okay. Here, first we were discussing about the mature reader and all. Okay. Mature reader means you know all the stages. You are not in the top down. Okay. You are in the You are not in the bottom up, you are in the top down process. Okay, so you know how to use the language, how to pronounce the word, what is the sentence pattern, and you know, uh, like phonology, morphology, and all. Okay, here, if you don't know your mother tongue well, okay, if I am teaching using your mother tongue, and if I'm using your mother tongue or our mother tongue as first language, and if I'm teaching the second language, you can't understand because you didn't learn the first language properly. Okay, so the stages, if you don't know the third language, if you don't know the second language properly, you can't learn third language well. Okay, so a few faulty reading habits are there. That is, the first one is sub vocalization. Yes, class is still 3, right? Yeah, 3 o'clock only. Yeah, what is this sub-vocalization? Quickly read. We have many things to discuss.
We
We
often
often
murmur while we read. We read all words aloud in our minds. It is universal that when we have to read aloud a text, we take more time than when we read a text silently. Very simple, your tongue is much slower than our eyes. When children learn to read, they are encouraged to read aloud. This is because the children need to associate the oral language with its written form. However, this is a strategy which needs to be discarded once the letter sound association has been made. If it is continued, reading becomes extremely slow. We tend to read and mentally emphasize each word. Skipping words and guessing all have no space.
Okay, thank you. And one point I missed here. Um, when we start learning to read, we use some strategies, but if we retain those habits at later stages, the same strategies seems to prove ineffective and unproductive. Okay, so if you continue, if you means not we, like we are learning to teach the children. If they continue the same, it will difficult in later stage or later part of uh, their stage, like later in the long term. Okay, in life. Yeah, subvocalization. What is this subvocalization here?
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, ma'am, good
Subvocalization
afternoon.
says that when we murmur, we don't read, we just, read it like we don't utter the words properly. So that's when it says that the words don't come, they're not allowed, and then they don't read it. We read it in our minds. So they're saying that, the reader becomes very slow if in the process, later on. So they're saying that we have to read at one particular pace. So we have to look at the words, and the tongue, as it is much slower than the eyes that connect with the words. So they're saying that we have to go in a bit in a proper manner. Both should coordinate. So loud reading will be okay when they are small, but once they practice and then learn how to read, then they have to stop this murmuring and reading, in a soft manner. In the future, it won't be helpful.
Thank you. So, if you murmur, what is the problem here?
actually the tongue moves very slowly than eyes. That's why it takes more time.
Okay,
Sometimes even when we speak also, we murmur. And when we murmur, when we do not want another person to hear our words clearly, that's when we murmur. And then what happens? It's interpreted in a wrong manner, even in the family or in any particular situation, be
okay.
it
Why do you,
reading or in
yeah,
real life. Murmuring is not a good thing.
okay. Why do you want to discard this murmuring?
Because in the future it's not very helpful. See, like supposing you go on murmuring when two people are murmuring together, when we are not happy about a particular situation, then what we start doing, we start talking to one another in their ears. That is murmuring. It's not good in society. Also,
Yes.
here, actually speaking, in reading, they're saying that you're not hearing the words clearly. That's why they're saying, in order to hear the words clearly, you have to leave murmuring only till a certain stage. We read murmuring, but once the child learns to practice and knows to read properly, he has to learn to use his eyes and his mind. No more speaking the words loud.
Great, great, great.
It also affects on articulation.
Okay. How, Navita?
Because communication is also very important for a child. So
Okay,
it will affect on communication, that is articulation.
okay,
When they read slowly or when they are not communicated means the voice which has to reach to the other's ears.
okay. Any more?
So when we murmur, maximum we can speak 150 words in a minute. But when we use eyes, easily we can triple our speed. Means
Good,
we are
good,
using eyes
good.
means we are using brain.
Yes. Okay. For children, it is allowed and it's good. But as an adult or like mature readers, it won't be helpful because if it is continued reading, become extremely slow. Okay, you can't read speedily, right? That's over. Next, finger pointing.
Finger pointing. Children often need to run their fingers across words they read. They ensure that they know what they are reading. It also helps in fixing their concentration to what they are reading. As we grow older, our memory span and
Concentration.
concentration increases and we do not need to physically keep track of what we are reading. This is another habit which slows down reading.
Yeah.
Generally, as a teacher, I mostly prefer my class children, whenever I take a reading, I'll insist them to put their show finger on the text where other children are reading. Randomly, I will ask them to stand and read so that I will be knowing the class whether they are following the reader or not.
Okay. Any more? Hello?
Yes, sir. But by keeping
And
finger or pencil on the paper, it limits our speed.
Yeah.
So if we don't use that, our eyes can scan very fastly.
Okay. Yeah. This is the easy thing. Like if you use any like finger pointing or if you're holding any like pen or pencil, that it slows down your reading. Yeah. Quickly move on to the focusing on polysyllabic words. Yeah. Read it out. Quickly
Let
we'll
us
move on.
first explain what polysyllabic word mean. A word which has many syllables, like anti-humanitarianism, is polysyllabic. Now, why should reading such words be a problem? Try reading these sentences.
Yeah. Poly means what? Polyclinic, polytechnic.
many,
Poly means
More.
many.
poly means
Yeah, yeah,
many.
many, many. That's good. Yes, great. So, like we have polyclinic. Polyclinic means what? Men like
A clinic with many facilities.
yes, yes, yes. Like many diseases can be cured there, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is the polytechnic?
Many techniques. They teach
Many,
different skills.
Many
A lot
technique,
of
many
many
technical,
courses.
technological courses.
many
Courses.
Yeah,
courses.
yeah, yeah. Good, good, good. Thank you. So, read it. Yeah. What they're saying here, poly means which
A
has
word which is
Poly
having
yeah,
means
many
many.
syllables.
any syllable. Like anti-humanitarianism is a poly. Now, yeah, in recent, how many times? Yeah, here you read this. How many times did you read the word postmodernism?
How many times did you read the word post postmodernism? Did you try vocalizing it? If you did, it must have slowed you down. This is not a practice that proficient readers follow. The first time we encounter a polysyllabic word or an unfamiliar difficult word, we try to pronounce it in our mind to see how it sounds. The next time, the moment we recognize the word, maybe looking at the first new letters only, we can safely skip the word rather than focus our attention on the word once again. If we reflect on our reading habits, we are likely to find that we have a tendency to read polysyllabic word every time we meet them in the same text. This definitely hampers our reading speed while not serving any useful purpose in relation to meaning making. These are some of the faulty ways of reading that many have as habits. They may have their origins in the way we learn to read our first language at school. Reading efficiently is a goal we all surely have. So, it is worth making the effort to overcome these habits.
Okay, thank you, Navita. Um, so what is there like what you understood in this paragraph?
So any of the time, whenever we see a polysyllabic word or in our general speaking, if a difficult word or a lengthy word,
Okay,
sometimes our brain give cautious that what we are reading may be correct or wrong. So before reading it aloud, first we will read in our brains. We will
okay,
make one sound of it our own. Then we will pronounce it. Then the next time, if we get habit by seeing the word automatically comes from our brain and it delivers from our mouth.
good. Any more?
Yes, she's right.
Yes,
And
please.
another thing, what happens is when we come across these big words, it hampers our reading, and we slow down. And then once we get like she said, Navita says we increase the speed, and when we see it continuously, we are in the habit of reading it fast.
Okay, thank you. So it happened with all of us, right?
Yes, yes. One more thing, sir.
We,
Whenever
yes, please.
difficult word comes, we will try to break it and read.
Okay,
That is also one technique which
yeah.
I ask my students
Example,
to do it.
example.
Example like technology. So I'll
Okay,
ask them to pronounce, break them with the
okay,
syllables.
okay,
I ask them to do break the words with the syllable. So they will
okay,
clap and they will underline the word according to that and they will try to pronounce. At the third, after pronouncing it two or three times, they will definitely get the word.
okay, okay, okay. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Any more? Yeah, someone was talking something. Yeah, please. No one? Yeah. So quickly move on to the how to improve our readings.
Okay, sir, I'm continuing. In the
Yeah,
previous section, certain
yeah, yeah,
inappropriate
ma'am.
ways.
Please avoid that. Here, where you will read the person who uses. Yeah, here the person who uses first eye movement pattern is actually looking at the word that you read. Page number 110.
You mean reading a reading group of words at a glance, at each glance? Read from there, Navita.
Okay, okay, Mildred. Reading groups of words at each glance. Sit face to face with a person who is reading a book and watch her eyes as he or she reads. What do you find? You will find that the person moves his eyes in a linear direction, stops for a moment, and reads further on. All of us do that when we read. It turns out that our eyes can only take in information when they are stopped. What feels like continuous motion is actually move, stop, read, move, stop, read, etc. In fact, research based on eye movement photography has revealed that good readers stop at longer intervals than less able readers. The key then is to minimize the number of stops by maximizing the number of words you see at each stop. In the figure below, three patterns of reading are shown using sets of boxes. The center of each box represents a point of fixation and its size, the number of words seen or viewed. The person who uses the first eye movement pattern is actually looking at every word, one at a time. The person who uses the second is still looking at every word, but in groups. The person who uses the third eye movement pattern notices only a few keywords and does so by reading both horizontally and vertically at the same time. It would seem to us that the person using the first pattern will comprehend the material much better than the one using the third. This may be true, but such a person is reading in a step by step manner and not looking ahead and trying to sample the text to make predictions. If a reader
Yeah,
actually
ma'am.
uses
Yeah, stop here. Thank you. So please explain to the class in a simple words. So we'll move on.
Uh, so
Yes.
here it is that they have given three examples, and then
Okay.
there are three eye movements patterns. One is like you read every word at a time. And
Okay.
then in the second eye movement pattern, you read is every word but in groups. And the third
Okay.
movement, you use it horizontally and vertically. You have a glance at it, just a glance. Now,
Yes.
like Navita, I think will be able to explain better.
Anybody
The,
wants to? Yes.
these
Can
were
I,
they said that there are three eye movement patterns. Looking
Okay.
at the word, every word at a time. When we read, the boxes are there. So there are three sets of boxes for us. Like you are reading every word at a time. Here in the first box, which contains step by step you can see, and then
Yeah,
in
there
the
are many
second box.
chunks. Mm.
And in
Yeah.
the second box, you're reading every word, but you're reading them in groups. So,
Okay.
and in the third box, you're having a glance at your page, but it's horizontally and vertically, both
Yes.
sides. So you're
Yes,
picking
ma'am.
up only the main words. What the person does is when they're reading horizontally and vertically, here the person, by the time he's so smart enough that he's only reading all the main hard words, difficult words. So once he goes through those hard words, he knows to read properly, so, from the beginning till the end.
Yeah.
That is reading
Okay.
horizontally and vertically at a glance.
Yes, thank you. And then read silently that we are already discussing what are the using benefits of reading silently, right? We can read more and we can understand, like comprehension will be more in this stage. So I'm skipping that. Reading more selectively. That's depend on your interest and all. So quickly move on to the page number 113. Here you have this miscue and eye movement photography. You read silently for a minute, then we'll move on to the next unit, that is Unit 10, Perspectives
on the
on the
teaching
teaching of
reading.
reading. Yes, ma'am.
Shall I start with the introduction, sir?
No, ma'am. Will introduction, daily we are discussing about that.
Okay.
So
The
what we'll
relevance of
do?
reading 10.2.
Yes, ma'am. The relevance of reading instruction in English. Wait, I'll tell the broad phases of reading instruction. Yeah, the course book. Yeah, ma'am. Move on to the page number 118. The course book for reading instruction that you read, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Fine. The mainstay of reading instruction is the course book, which is rightly called a reader. It contains a selection of passages of different types. The main but not only purpose served by these passages is to give the learner a chance to practice reading. The typical provision for general English is a main reader and a supplementary reader. The former has a provision, sorry, the former has a variety of shorter selections, that is, a range of text types, while the latter typically contains a set of short stories or one short novel. These two books are associated with intensive reading and extensive reading, respectively. Intensive reading normally takes place in class under the guidance of the teacher. Extensive reading, also called independent reading, is supposed to be done by the student on her or his own outside class. It is easy to see that from reading skills development, the quality of the passages a reader includes and the manner in which they are graded in difficulty, that is challenge, is of crucial importance. The nature of the support for reading provided by glossaries and comprehension oriented exercises are also a factor influencing their usefulness and effectiveness for teaching reading.
Yes. Thank you, Navita, ma'am. So here, I want to ask. 18 members are there in the class, including me. So, how many of you are taking, like, noting down all these points? To be honest, please tell me how many of you taking notes? Like, how many of you writing whatever we are discussing in the class? How many of you are noting down?
Sir, I'm noting down in the textbook itself and I'm
Okay, thank you. Nice.
Me too, sir.
Thank you. Good.
Me
Good.
too, me too, sir.
I hope
O-
everyone.
Okay. If you are not noting down any points, better not to attend the classes, because you won't do well in the class. Like, you won't write your exams well, and you will just read and vomit there. That's a evaluator never expect that. Overall, like, what you understood, what is your perspective, that's we always I expect that what you understood from, I want a gist, the main point. Okay. If I ask you what is intensive reading, what will be the answer from your side?
The textbook passages which are read in front of teacher by students mostly, and
No,
extensive
madam.
is what they have done by their own outside the class, maybe at home,
Okay. No,
wherever.
in a simple words, while you are reading, no, I was feeling very happy, like, how nicely the material prepared. Okay, how in a beautiful
Yes,
language and very easy language. Here
yes,
I
sir.
can just I was noting down. Here you can say intensive reading as a detailed reading.
Yes. And one
Yeah.
more example I would like to give, sir. Like
Yes, please.
if we see grade one books are different, grade two books are different, grade three, likewise, till wherever the books are provided, that is provided according to their level. So grade one
Okay.
books, they are prepared according to their standards. So how
Okay.
this all these readers help the people to generate their ideas or to learn everything they can
Construct.
do whatever they do.
Yeah. Yeah. Generate their ideas. You can use the word how they construct, how they build their own. That's what I'm
Yes.
doing in class. I can teach, I can read and come and give the lecture, but you will be passive and you won't learn anything. If I give the opportunity, then you will think of it at least, right? If you
Yes,
think
sir.
of it,
Yes.
yes,
yes,
yeah,
sir.
at least you will think of it, and your classmates, the ideas you'll exchange, okay, exchanging of information, sharing your ideas, sharing your extra information, which is happening in the class. Okay, that's what I used to ask you to explain and all. That's all right. Yeah. Here, give me what is extensive reading?
That's what anything which is done outside of the class on their own,
Okay.
independently.
Like, for
No.
example, you go to the library, you read magazines. These are all extensive reading. You flip the pages, you scan the headlines, you read articles. All these are extensive reading, absorbing the main
Okay.
ideas.
Yeah.
No, but
We even
for
go for the even we go for the magazines.
okay, but
Uh,
they are saying here, they mentioned here, intensive reading normally takes place in the under the guidance of the teacher. Why?
teacher, because it happens inside the classroom with
Okay.
the teacher.
Okay. Why?
Because you sit to analyze
Because he,
with the teacher, the story,
yeah,
the motivation, the narratives, the techniques, everything is, you know, go step by step, carefully
Great, great,
examining
great.
with each
yeah.
passage and everything with the teacher.
In detail,
Yes,
it is discussed. In
yes,
detail, it
yes,
is discussed in the class. So it is called intensive reading.
Yes,
yes.
meanings, its
Thank.
implications, and everything you understand, deeply understand it.
Yeah. Here, extensive reading also called dependent reading. Why?
Because you go to the library, you pick up the book that you want to, and you know what is required for you, and you go accordingly. You go beyond the reading capacity.
Because
But
depend
in
on your
intensive,
own interest, you will go. You will go with your own interest. You will read it in detail. Okay. You will do some research on it.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Quickly move on to the page in the same page, this 10.3.3, the importance of assessment.
Fine. Assessment is a normal component of any scheme for instruction. Both periodic assessment during the program and a final examination at the end are important. In our system, only the latter seems to have any weight. But in any skill development program, monitoring of progress is important because of the feedback it provides to the learner and the teacher. In the case of reading sub skills, which develop rather slowly over time, we need to check whether the relevant and important one are being established at each successive stage. Getting a lot of practice in reading is without doubt enjoyable and useful for getting new information and ideas. But during the long learning to read phase, there should also be skill learning. This is why reading instruction has to be planned and regular assessment carried out to see if skill development is progressing more or less as planned.
Okay, thank you. So please explain me what is assessment.
Assessment, actually, it is a test which is conducted to test the
Okay.
knowledge, how far,
Okay.
how much a student is understood the concept which is delivered in the class.
Okay.
Assessments are like, of different types. You can go into for an extensive assessment, the small assessments, which the teacher might teach a short story and then she might ask them questions about it. Then it can go on for a whole monthly assessment or
So
weekly assessment. And that depends
yeah.
upon the assessment.
So here in assessment, quality qualitative assessment and a quantitative assessment will be there. So what is here the quantitative assessment and what is the qualitative assessment? It's out of my interest I'm asking. It's not mentioned here. When I
Yes,
was
yes.
referring the yeah, when I was referring the text, I was uh, going through what is this quantitative and the
Quantitative
qualitative.
assessment is marks, sir. It's about marks.
Thank you. Nice. Great. And what is
Qualitative is knowledge. Qualitative is
yeah,
knowledge, sir.
knowledge like whatever you taught in the class, how far they learned.
How
Okay,
much
depend on
knowledge
the
is how much knowledge is acquired by a student?
yes, that is qualitative. It's a valued judgment. You will judge depend on okay, he or she learned this much. Depend on that, you will also go for some remedial teaching, right? Like okay, 50% students are not understanding my way of teaching, so I should change my methodology. Or like okay, you will try to reach them. Okay, depend on the assessment, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Reflection, even as a teacher we can reflect. Okay, in my class no one is responding, it means I am not reaching them. Okay, it means two or three people are reaching, the others are not speaking, it means they kept their phone somewhere. I'm reflecting. Okay, so here if we depend on the assessment, like qualitative or quantitative, we can judge students as well as ourselves, right? I'm
Yeah.
not teaching well, I didn't spend much time on this unit, I didn't spend much especially on this what I can say, uh, what this unit or this lesson or this topic and all. Okay, otherwise yeah, okay, that's what the assessment is, and the conditions for effective assessment that you read. Okay,
The most
and
important condition to
yeah,
be
yeah,
met
ma'am,
for a
please wait, please wait. So here the assessment to be learning objectives. Yeah, here quickly move to the page number 121. You read the 14 objectives, that's enough.
okay, sir.
Yeah.
A sample of reading objectives. By the end of the course of the student should be able to read silently at varying speed depending on the purpose of reading, adopt different strategies for different type of texts, both literary and non-literary, recognize the organization of a text, identify the main points of a text, identify the relationship between different parts of a text through lexical and grammatical cohesion devices, anticipate and predict what will come next in a text, deduce the meaning of unfamiliar lexical items in a given context, consult a dictionary to obtain information on the meaning and use of lexical items, analyze, interpret, infer, and evaluate the ideas in a text, select and extract from a text information needed for a specific purpose, and record in note form, transcode information from verbal to diagrammatic form, retrieve and synthesize information from a range of reference materials using study skills such as skimming and scanning, interpret text by relating them to other material on the same theme and to own experience, read extensively for pleasure.
Yes. So can anyone explain one by one, like point wise, in a one word? Don't go with a uh, long explanation. Can anyone try? Can anyone try?
Sir, read silently and
Okay.
speedily.
Okay. Good.
Next,
No, no,
so
no.
reading second
Read
point.
silently.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And speed.
Yes,
For
sir.
what?
That is nothing but the movement of the eyes, what we see the
Okay.
word.
Yeah.
What
That's
when we are seeing a text, it
okay.
depends upon the movement of our eye, how we are moving our word. Are we reading with read? How we have covered the three steps of reading.
Okay.
Are we going word wise or
Okay.
some words or horizontally or vertically? It
Okay.
depends.
Yeah. 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 Okay. The second one.
Adapting different strategies as the three methods what we have done, that how we are reading the literary means the literature what is present in front of us, how we are reading it. And we have
Yes.
to recognize which is important text, which we have to
Okay.
underline. What is
Yes.
the main points we have to cover in this text, where we can make
Okay.
a short note of that, so that
Okay.
before like it can help in revision time when we make
Yes.
main points.
Okay.
So the fifth point is about relationship between parts of the text, how the first
Okay.
part is connected to the next part, how the lexical and the grammatical cohesion is going to help us in this. If we find any difficult word, we will take the dictionary to find out the meaning of it, and we will note down in our books for our convenient whenever we go through it, or when we are doing the revision part, we will just refer. If we refer 2 3 times, the word will print our mind in our mind.
Okay. Yeah. Um. Well. So quickly move on to the next page. That's need not to explain because that's in a easy words. But you must pay mm, uh, attention on those points because that's important. It may be asked in your exams. Okay. Page number 122. Hope we are going with the moderate speed, and this is the block 3 and 4. So we have four more classes. So okay, and we had four classes. So we are in a moderate speed only. It doesn't matter. Okay. Here, useful procedure for the teaching reading. So at the early stages,
In the
before
earlier discussion,
yeah, ma'am, what you will do? The teaching learning of reading skills that you read that paragraph.
at the early stages,
No, ma'am. Uh, under this
That is
useful
the
procedure,
summary.
Second paragraph.
Okay. The
page
teaching
number, sir?
learning of
page
reading
number
skills takes
122.
place.
122. Okay. The teaching learning of reading skills takes place within the larger syllabus for general English, where all aspects of proficiency in English are promoted. There is no separate syllabus or materials or timetable are set aside for reading skills as such. Reading is one strand among many in the weekly routine for teaching English. This is an advantageous position since all language skills are related and are mutually supportive when there is integrated development. But giving due attention to reading skills is not an easy matter. It represents a big challenge. We look now at some useful classroom procedures. In the next section, we shall look more critically at some persistent problems hindering the proper implementation of the reading component of the English course. What follows is
Yeah,
list
ma'am,
of
wait. Yeah. Quickly move on to the first point. Yeah, wait. Before that, what is the useful procedure for teaching reading? So, what is there in these two paragraphs? Whatever you read.
So the teaching and learning and the reading skills are must. Unless we read anything properly, it will not
Okay.
enter. Actually, it is not delivered properly if our reading skills are not proper.
Okay.
The other person who is listening to us,
Okay.
or it will not communicate them properly if our skills are
Ye-
not properly developed.
Yes. See, I'm taking a
Our
class
suggestion,
now.
huh,
Before coming to your class, if I didn't prepare anything, okay, if I didn't look at text and simply coming and I don't know even what to teach, then what is the use? You must know what to teach, how to teach, and all. Okay,
yeah,
like I'm communicating with you, even I'm reading the text, so I should know how to read and how to communicate with you and all, right?
yes.
Okay. At the early stages, the first one is
At the early stages, value and build on first language literacy, especially the sense that words convey meaning. Use loan words for which sound and meaning are already linked to build up a base of sight words. These are words which are read as a whole and understood, not letter by letter.
okay. Thank you. So, what is the value blind or first language literacy? Build
Actually,
value
we keep
blind.
sight words in our class. We keep some sight words like at, is,
Okay.
on, that, some two letters, four-letter alphabets we keep in our class so that when students look at that chart, they should be
Okay.
able to make that, they should use that word, what we kept for sight, and they should use them in their own sentences. Like
Okay.
when I ask, please frame any two sentences using these sight words. So the student should be confident to make a sentence by seeing any of the sight word. So
Okay.
like that
So,
we in the
yeah.
class.
Yeah. First, like words, we learn the words and convey the meaning and all. Use the loan words. Okay. That already linked to the build up a base of sight words. Depend on that you will expand your vocabulary. Next, the teach of morphology. Once a keyword and that you read.
Expand
Once a keyword
vocabulary.
and
Constantly,
not no. That's expand vocabulary. Like you will learn first word, then sentences and all. Like
yeah,
quickly read the teach word morphology.
teach word morphology, but without technical jargon. Once
Yeah,
a
what is
keyword,
jargons here? Wait, jargons. I'm asking entire class, not only Navita or some others. Please, what is jargons? Jargon means what? Jargons, technical jargons are like in a early stage. If I instead of teaching them A for apple and all, if you gave the word like language, will they able to find out? Will they able to learn? Will they able to comprehend? You should not use big words. In if you, For example, if you are reading some poems, okay,
Jargon
there
is a translate,
there
sir.
they'll they'll use what
Translate.
translation. No, jargons are very difficult words. See, if you are reading some poems, there they'll use different. Even we didn't see the words. Okay, like when I was reading yesterday, I was reading a poem. I don't know what is that. I forgot. But they used their incessant rain. If you use the what we use in daily life, we use it was downpouring or it was continuously raining. But
sir,
if
in short, jargon may be a language.
yeah, jargon is a language, but very difficult words. Like you use
Yeah,
big
difficult,
terms.
difficult. Yes.
Yeah,
Like
instead of
oracle.
yeah,
You can use
instead
the word
of
oracle.
yeah, instead of using real, you substitute the word with authentic. Okay, authentic. Oh, I want a real. What we can say, real product. Okay, which is not duplicate. But you use the word with the I want a authentic material. Okay, so you authentic may not be familiar with all. No, like uh, the one who is reading continuously, or the one who is very familiar with the language, uh, they are only can understand what
Uh,
is authentic. Yes.
Sorry. For example, we use them in medical terminology used by doctors, legal terms, lawyers, technical languages, like by
Yeah.
used by engineers. So
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
beneficial for them, for
Yes. Those are jargons.
specific context.
Yeah. And yeah, what is this? Emphasize the meaning conveyed by the grammatical patterns that you read for 2 or 3 lines.
Okay, sir. Using lexical elements to make sentences demonstrating given structures, patterns, imaginatively makes it likely that such sentences will actually be encountered in real life, at least outside the grammar lesson, where they have some communicative value. When 10 sentences, each with the same pattern, are written as a matrix on the board, the focus is on the abstract principle rule underlying all of them. Each sentence is
Yeah,
effectively
ma'am. Yeah,
reduced to
yeah.
a
Please,
dummy.
stop here. Yeah, tell me, please, what is the emphasize the conveyed grammatical patterns?
Emphasize means imposing anything, sir, actually.
Okay. No, here grammatical patterns. What is the grammatical patterns here?
Like a subject, verb, object.
Okay.
A sentence contains always a subject, verb, and object. Like that, some
Okay.
patterns will
Where
be there.
they okay, where they have some communicative value when 10 sentence each. Okay. If you don't know the grammatical pattern, will you able to comprehend? Will you able to understand the lexical meaning of the words?
No.
Okay, like a way. Okay, so the meaning, if you want to convey some meaning, then we have to follow. We must know the grammatical patterns. Okay, here at the stage where exposure to text made interconnected sentence has begun. That here you just read the steps. The fifth one, preparation for reading.
Preparation for reading can be done in various ways. Discussion of an incident or story with some situations that are similar to what is in the passage to be read. Teaching of a few new vocabulary items coming up in in the text, possibly using the situations ideas selected for above. Reading the passage aloud with appropriate intonation and pauses to clarify meaning emphasizes stress should be laid on important points or ideas. This should not be confused with the reading aloud to demonstrate the correct articulation of vowels and consonants. Making a scanning task to locate specific items in the first part of reading the passage. The lack of understanding of parts is not experienced as a problem here. Encourage the guessing of the meaning of new unfamiliar words. Raise interesting questions beforehand to keep in mind while reading a short initial segment. Encourage guessing. Accept all guesses from different students as equally valid in the first instance. Deciding which one or ones are more appropriate and which less acceptable will call referring to the text again. This referring back to look more closely is an important occasion for reading more meaning. A number of guesses of
Yeah.
varying appropriateness, which
Okay.
creates
Okay.
the opportunity. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. We are running out of time. So these are the um a few stages, okay, where exposure to text, like to interconnected, the interconnection of the sentences and all. Yeah, quickly move on to the page number 124, and some common weakness in conventional practice, that is reading
Reading
aloud.
aloud.
Yeah, and
Let us
lack
begin
of
with the
Yeah.
very
Please,
clearly
please.
stages of learning English and learning to read. The alphabet
Okay.
has to be learned, spelling has to
Okay.
be matched with sound, and so there is a great deal of reading a lot by the teacher and students. This practice has been established is an important part of beginning reading lessons. Sometimes nonsense or dummy words are used. These words have no meaning in the language, but they follow spelling rules and so can be pronounced correctly. This level of
Yeah.
reading, sounding, and out actually is without doubt an important first step. These lessons and drills take up a great deal of time and energy in the early levels of English teaching. The sense of progress is satisfying for both the child and the teacher, teachers and parents, as mastery of the alphabet process this manner. But this is not the same as
Yeah.
reading with
Please stop here,
understanding.
ma'am. Yeah. Yeah. So tell me what is here? So what is that reading aloud? Oh, what? Tell me some. What is the weakness in conventional practice? So why they gave reading aloud is as weakness in conventional practice?
So, like we have already spoken about it earlier, by
Yes.
reading aloud, what happens when you're a child, when you read in a louder words, when you read them loud, it's perfectly fine. But once you start learning to read, learning how to read, then you begin to stop, and then you have your eye movements, and then the eye movements go
Yes.
faster when you
Yes.
read on the
Good,
slower,
good,
when you
good,
close your,
good. Mildred,
when you don't
please wait.
speak.
Lack of
And
readiness to read. If you are readiness, if you are not ready to learn something, or if you are not ready to read something, then it won't be effective. You won't learn anything because you are not present. You are not paying much attention to learn or to read. Okay, if you are not reading effectively, you won't get out of. There won't be any product. It's a kind of time waste that we'll discuss tomorrow. And what was this? How to read and what is this? Page number 126. Practicing reading.
okay.
Yeah. So with this, with these two
Um,
topics
we'll be done with
will
reading then, sir.
yeah.
We'll be done with reading. This new direction, practicing readings, distorted pulling out of shape and all that. Then you'll have about, that's also that is left in this.
Only new
Yes.
directions is the last.
Yes. If you
Okay.
can
That
finish that up, then we come to the new chapter of writing next chapter.
yeah. The
We'll have
next
about 2 minutes.
yes.
Okay.
Unit 11, that is the text we write. So we are like LSRW we are covering, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Reading,
me.
writing. Yeah. So how many chapters are there? 11 chapters. So we are here. Okay. 10th we have completed. Perspectives on the teaching of reading. So 4 classes we have. So how we'll divide? Tomorrow, in another session, we'll complete till unit 13, then 17. Okay. For last session, no, for in the, I don't know which is the last working day. The day we'll go with recall all the chapters together. So I can plan according to it. Okay.
And
Hope
we can discuss
you.
some questions also, sir. Like
Yeah, yeah,
what type
sure,
of
sure.
questions and how to answer them, or something like
Sure.
that way we can
Yeah,
have.
sure. We'll do that. And any more questions, queries, or suggestions?
Now we finished 4 classes, so we are left with 4 more. So we
Yeah.
finished
So
off 4 blocks, 2 blocks we finished off. We are left with 2 more blocks.
yes,
So these 2 blocks we have to complete. I
I
think it
thought
would be
I thought I was going bit speed, but I understood I'm maintaining the moderate speed
the
because
momentum. Thanks,
yes,
sir.
yes, 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 ma'am. Any more? Anybody wants to say something?
Sir, if possible, if you can make your notes and give us in the group, it will be a better help for us because your notes are always good.
Okay, okay, okay. Sure, sure, sure. I wrote like a few pages that I'll scan it and I'll share with you. Okay. Anything? You are following me, right?
Yeah, we are following.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
So
And
the main thing is like we have to get some assignments, or you can say some text, some information about reading, writing, LSR, like so like you said, little
sure,
bit
sure,
of
sure.
everything. How
Okay.
whatever the set pattern of an exam, whatever
Yeah,
questions. That.
sure, sure, sure.
Thank you, sir.
Definitely.
Thank
I'll help you. And uh, last but not the least, happy Father's Day, all of you. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Sure,
Thank
sure,
you.
sure,
Can
sure,
we
sure.
wish you the same?
I'm not
Oh, so
a
many,
father,
so many children you take care of.
but okay.
You
But
don't
thank you
you
so much.
don't need to be a real dad, but you take care of so many people in your family, I'm sure, and all look up to you. So that's a big day for you too, in God's own way. Happy Father's Day. God bless you.
Yeah, 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 sure. Thank you so much, all of you. Have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.